Yo, what is good, guys? This is your boy Silver Smasher here, coach of the Floridian Typhlosions, and this week I will be bringing you my week 1 WPA, aka World Pokemon Associations League, commissioned by Jacob as always, and Phantom Bass, admin by Panther. And this week, my opponent is the team of the name of my opponent is pretty familiar. He's in the P4G league, and his name is MaxRapture. He's a very good battler. He's an Australian, so we kind of struggled to get this battle done on time before Sunday, but we still got the battle done. It was a very good game. The game was very enjoyable, and there was a few unfortunate circumstances, but at the same time, it was overall a very solid game, and I enjoyed it overall. Anyways, my the team that I'm bringing today is Ash Greninja, Mega Diancie, Araquanid, Tapu Lele, Torterra, and Zapdos. This week, my Greninja would be Specs with Dark Pulse, Water Shuriken, Surf, and Ice Beam. This week, my Mega Diancie is Moonblast, Diamond Storm, Earth Power, and Rock Polish. My Araquanid is Liquidation, Sticky Webs, Infestation, and Toxic. My Tapu Lele set is Shadow Ball, Energy Ball, Moonblast, and Psyshock. I initially wanted to go Taunt, but one of my in my prep server, one of the homies, Andrew, told me to go for attacks because the mons that will be taunted are usually the mons that will scare Lele out or will swap out of Lele. So I just went with the four attacks. The four attacks instead of taunt 3 attacks. So hopefully this doesn't come to bite us. As you might see, it probably will, probably won't. But my next mon is Torterra, Synthesis, Earthquake, Woodhammer, and Stealth Rocks. It's my rocket this week. It was my best rocket this week. And my last but not least is Zapdos with U-Turn, Heatwave, Thunderbolt, and Roost. No defog this week because I am bringing webs and rocks. I plan on keeping them up. I am not removing them. If he wants to remove his hazards, he can. And my plan is to get up webs, get up rocks, pressure his team, wall break, and clean up with Greninja or Tapu Lele. So his draft consists of Lugia, Mega Charizard X, Florges, Terrakion as his Z user, Amoonguss, Registeel, Escadrille, Alomomola, Ditto, Electivire, Yanmega, and Dusknoir. And Yanmega is his Z user. So, with that being said, he brought Registeel, Ditto, Excadrill, Charizard X, Amoonguss, and Lugia. Initially, I was surprised to see no Terrakion, but at the same time, I decided to just roll with it because he is obviously a good battler. Anyways, I lead off with Kusachi, the Torterra, and MaxRapture leads off with Registeel. So his best play is to go for Toxic, swap out, or for Rocks. So this turn, I go for my Rocks as soon as possible. That's the whole plan. That was what I initially thought out turn 1, and he gets up his Rocks as well. So Rocks are here to stay on his side, and he can spin away my Rocks with his Escadrille later. But I make a double. I go into Greninja, predicting him to go into Lugia or Escadrille to try to spin away the Rocks as soon as possible. But he goes into his Charizard. It takes Rocks. It takes 49% because his HP is odd, which is the optimal EV spread to go by when you're taking Rocks and you're super effective by it. So he Mega Evolves this turn. I am Spice Greninja. I attack what is in front of me. I go for Dark Pulse, and it kills. So turn 2, I get the Battle Bond activated. I am Ash Greninja. This is amazing for me because I am Specs. His Dark Resist is pretty much ditto as Ash Greninja or Cobra Berry Lugia. So I'm Ash Greninja as soon as possible. Turn 2. This is amazing. This allows me to put pressure on his team. He goes into Ditto to transform me. He turns into Ash Greninja. I am not staying in. My Ash Greninja is my win con. So what I do is I swap out. I go into Araquanid because I take any hit that he has with my moveset. And this gives me the opportunity to get up webs this turn as he goes for Surf, which is the best mid-ground play. It hits everything except for the Greninja. So this turn he swaps out. I go for webs this turn, but he goes into Amoonguss. I go for the webs this turn, as I've mentioned previous times, multiple times maybe, but anyways, the webs are up. He is leftovers Amoonguss. I don't know his spread or set yet. I go for the infestation here to trap it to get some more residual damage. He goes for the Sludge Bomb. He gets the crit poison, which is unfortunate. It means that I cannot switch onto rocks. It means that I can't get any more residual damage with the infestation here. So it's kind of annoying and it's a bit unfortunate, but it's the game we play. So I swap out Andrew the Araquanid and I go into Torterra to scout what he will go to, and he goes for the Giga Drain, probably predicting me to go into something else. I don't know what he was predicting, but I guess he wanted to replenish his health back to negate the infestation. I go for Earthquake to get some damage off. It does about 30%, and after leftovers, it's about 24%. He goes for Hidden Power. He pops my Aqua Berry. Zardex is dead, so it doesn't matter. So this reveals that he is Hidden Power Fire, probably to hit my the mons that I didn't bring, which is Ferrothorn. I thought Ferrothorn wasn't a good bring. I go for Synthesis this time to heal my Torterra to keep it healthy. It is my Escadrille check. It is my check to this Amoonguss because it doesn't touch me. I swap out and I go into the Araquanid to sack it off because I do not have a switch in to this Amoonguss, which is kind of putting in work versus my team right now because I do not have a fire, grass, and poison resist all in one. So I go into Lele. I play it safe. I could have went for Shadow Ball here, but I choose to go safe and go for the Psyshock as he goes into Registeel as his best Lele switch in. I go for the Psyshock as I've mentioned earlier. He takes about 15 or 13%. So I swap out. He has no leftover, so he must be a berry. He can either be Chople or Shucka Berry. But I figured that fighting MZ, Lele was obvious, so he has Chople, but I swap into my Zapdos. I am Rocky Helmet. He takes damage. And this turn I go for the Heat Wave to scout his spread. It does about 23% to 27%. In my opinion, Registeel is especially defensive. That reveals his set, and he misses Toxic, which is unfortunate. I probably get the mid row here, and he gets off the Toxic. That's unfortunate. Zapdos does well versus his team, but at the same time, rocks are up. Zapdos is pressured this game, and I go for the U-turn this game, picking up my second kill. Zapdos getting his first kill of the season. So the U-turn gives him the momentum. So I decide to go into Diancie since it's not Mega, and it keeps Escadrille out, it keeps Lugia out, and it forces the Ditto in to take rocks and to take the sticky webs. So this turn I could have there's multiple plays I could have did. I could have went for the Moonblast. I could have Earth Powered, but the Earth Power probably didn't kill. So I swap out here to play it safe. I go into Kusachi, the Torterra, to scout what he will go for initially. He goes for the Moonblast. That's his best play. It hits my whole draft neutrally, except for Greninja, which it hits super effectively. So he gets a special attack drop that doesn't matter. He forces me to synthesis this turn as he goes into the Lugia. The Lugia takes rocks, putting the multi-skill inactive. I synthesis, as I mentioned earlier, getting myself back at full to keep myself healthy for the Escadrille. So this turn I go into Zapdos to sack it off, because it can go for Aeroblast, Ice Beam. I do not have a switch into any of that, but he goes for the Calm Mind here, and that is scary to me. And Lugia is base 110 speed, so he might have he should creep to outspeed our speed type Mega Diancie. So he goes for the Ice Beam, picks me off. Zapdos dies. I am currently down with Zapdos, and I only have Greninja and Diancie left with Tapu Lele and Torterra. So I go into not Tapu Lele, I go into Mega Diancie. I Mega Evolve first turn. It's not mandatory, but I Mega Evolve as it is my best option. 2, I get my full offensive power. I get the Diamond Storm off to see how much it does. It does well over 80%. And he scouts for the damage. He rooses here. So there is multiple plays I could have made. I could have Diamond Storm again, Moonblast for neutral, or Earth Power predicted him to swap out, knowing that he wouldn't risk it. But since I got the defense boost, which hindered me so much because Ditto comes in and he copies it. So I go for the Diamond Storm here. And because of the defense boost is, the Ditto doesn't die. So this turn, I risk the speed tie, I lose the speed tie, and I lose my Mega Diancie. And now the Lugia is a problem because at this point in the battle, my mindset was, okay, this Lugia has to be Cobra Berry. As Greninja is a threat, he didn't bring Terrakion, he has to be Cobra Berry, but he outspeeds Greninja and he gets off the Earth Power. I could have went for the Water Shuriken, but I predicted him to I went for Surf as my mid-ground play because Dark Pulse was a roll. So he goes into Amoonguss knowing that I am locked into Surf. So I swap out after this turn and I go into my Torterra. And at this point, I am in the back right now. Greninja can only swap into rocks one time. Amoonguss goes for Giga Drain. That is his best play. It gives him HP and Black Sledge recovery. So I can predict him to go into Lugia, and I swapped out going into Lele, predicting him to go into the Lugia, but he goes for the Sludge Bomb. I prayed that I didn't get poisoned. I didn't get poisoned. I wanted to click Shadow Ball, but I went for the safer play, going for Side Shock. I was playing it too safe. This game, if I went for the Shadow Ball there, I forced the Lugia to roost, and I beat it 1v1. It was either... See? The Shadow Ball killed from where he was, and I didn't go for it. I should have went for the Shadow Ball, but he gets off the roost, and I go for the Shadow Ball this turn. And I scout how much it does. It does over 40%. And I try to predict him to go for the roost to save my Lele, because I need my Lele. But he makes the good play. He goes for Aeroblast. He kills the Greninja, and pretty much this is good game. I have nothing to outspeed it. My Lele is low, and Torterra dies to Ice Beam, so Lugia pretty much cleans up now. My Diancie's gone. It's not affected by webs, and my Lele is weakened. It is pretty much at 2 or 3%. It falls to the Ice Beam. I go into Kusachi, the Torterra, and at this point in time, I know it's over. I just click the Wood Hammer, but he outspeeds. He goes for the Ice Beam, and he picks me off. So I lose this game 3-0. I should have played this game safer. In my opinion, I lost the game once I risked the speed tie with Mega Diancie. And once he knocked out my Mega Diancie, the game became harder because I had not much for his Lugia. And after the battle, he told me that his Lugia wasn't Cobra Berry, his Lugia was Lumberry. I'm guessing for like Toxic, T-Wave, things like that. But if I knew he wasn't Cobra, I would have went Greninja on it instead of Mega Diancie, and I would have clicked Dark Pulse, force him to sack again, and the game would have been closer or more into my favor. But anyways, guys, this is my week 1 game versus MaxRapture, coach of Tasmanian Toxicroaks. Hopefully we can get a win week 2, guys. Thank you guys for watching. This is the WPA, and see you guys later. Peace.